The 2022 Last Chance Qualifier starts now. And today we're going to run through who I believe will qualify for that Last Chance Qualifier. It's my opinion versus the stats. Let's get into the video. So, what is the Last Chance Qualifier? From CrossFit's description, athletes who narrowly miss a spot at the 2022 Nobull CrossFit Games out of the semifinals still have one more chance to make it to Madison. Known as the Last Chance Qualifier, this online competition is reserved for individual athletes who finished within 3 spots of a Games qualifying position at their respective semi-final event. Based on the continent, the athlete eligible to compete at the Last Chance Qualifier are North America, anywhere from 6th to 8th place, Europe, 6th to 8th place, Oceania, 4th to 6th place, Asia and South America, 3rd to 5th place, and Africa, 2nd to 4th place. All semi-final rankings will be reset, and athletes will start with the same rank. At the close of the competition, the top 2 men and top 2 women will receive their golden ticket to the 2022 Nobull CrossFit Games. Now you have an understanding of what the Last Chance Qualifier is and who goes to the Last Chance Qualifier. Let's have a look at the workouts for these events. There are 4 workouts that athletes must complete over a 3-day period. These workouts are: Workout 1, from 0 to 2 minutes, you perform 20 thrusters, men 185 pounds, ladies 125 pounds. In the remaining time, max rep bar muscle ups. You get a 2-minute rest, and then from the 4 to the 6-minute mark, it's a reverse. 20 bar muscle ups, and then max rep thrusters in the remaining time. 4 minutes of work isn't very long, and for these level of athletes, 20 thrusters at 185 pounds, the majority of them will probably look at breaking it up into 2 sets, if not going unbroken, if they have the capacity. The issue is that you go unbroken and you're going to be set up for a little bit of failure when it comes to those spicy bar muscle ups. So it'll be who has the most lactic acid threshold to be able to hold on to the bar or hold on to that rig. Workout 2, we've got 2 kilometers on the rower, and then in the remaining time, max distance handstand walk. Now, just for you guys, I've done a little bit of calculation. So the average male, or I would say the advanced to elite male, looks at rowing 2 kilometers in about 6 minutes 50. For the women, it's around about 7:10 to 7:30, depending on the size of the woman. So going back to the workout, men get an 8-minute cap, ladies get a 9-minute cap. That being said, of course, it takes women a little bit longer to row than it does for men, as it's a power and a mass thing. However, even with those kind of times, men finishing around that 6:50 mark, it gives them a 1:10 time limit to do as many or as much distance of the handstand walk as possible. Now, you guys at home, a 1:10 doesn't seem like much, but in a handstand walk, you can cover quite a bit of distance, and for these level of athletes, quite a lot of distance on your hands. So that's going to be brutal workout after your heart rate's probably jacked, through the roof from rowing as hard as you can. Now you have to try and stay upside down for a long period of time. It's going to be spicy, and these first 2 workouts, in my opinion, are going to be the ones to watch. Workout 3, we're looking at from 1 to 10, clean and jerks and feet shuttle run. So just some quick maths for you guys. That's 50 clean and jerks and 2,500 feet of shuttle running, or meters, it's like 783. As far as the shuttle run goes, that's not really too bad. The standard remains the same as it did in the quarterfinals. However, I think the distance of the shuttle run is a little bit shorter, 25 feet up, 25 feet back, and that counts as 1. So you do that if you get to the round of 10, you gotta go up and back 10 times or up 20 times if you think about it like that. The clean and jerk, however, is a weight that you would consider quite heavy. For many athletes, this could be their 1 rep max, but for these guys, it's going to be something that they're going to have to throw around quite easily. 225 pounds for men, 155 pounds for ladies, and it's 50 reps in total. Imagine doing Grace and then adding 20 reps and a shuttle run in between. This workout is going to be for that stronger person, the person who has the capacity to move that barbell well, and we'll see a lot of bigger guys do well on this workout compared to some of their smaller counterparts. Yes, it has running, but like I said, 763 meters isn't really that far, even as a shuttle run for these elite athletes, so it will come down to, in my opinion, the clean and jerks. Finally, last chance qualifier, number 4. I would probably never do this workout, even if someone paid me $1,000, because it just seems so terrible. 2 rounds for time, not even just 1, but you've got 2. 50 burpee box jump overs, 75 double unders, 100 wall balls. 20-minute time cap. For any normal person, to get this under a 10-minute round would be nice. For these guys, it won't be difficult, even with 50 burpee box jump overs. It's just going to be something they're going to pace. It's going to be a very paced, very targeted, very specific workout, and I would not be surprised to see the likes of someone like Samantha Briggs demolish this workout. So 4 workouts that we get to look at. The one thing I want to point out about these 4 tests is there's no 1 rep max or no test of strength, which is not an issue, but it can be for some athletes who rely on that 1 rep max test to help push them ahead of some of those more cardio-based athletes out there. No mistakes. None of these workouts give you any room for error, especially the handstand walk workout. If you don't make that line on one of those rounds, I can see athletes losing massive score jumps from someone hitting, 5 bounds of the handstand walk compared to 4. So no mistakes. Of course, there's never really any mistakes able for any of these events, but you've got the likes of someone like Patrick Vellner, who starts off every single CrossFit Games with a mistake and then ends up podiuming. The stats. We want to compare athletes based on the region that they competed at, how many points that they were off qualifying for the semifinals themselves, or to the games from the semifinals, and as well looking at the morning chalk ups power rankings and see how people rank up who qualified for both the last chance qualifier and who are on that list of power rankings. So let's talk about the power rankings first. Some of the notable athletes who made this list who are also in the last chance qualifier. From the men, we've got Jonakowski, we've got Tyler Christoph, and we've also got Royce Dunn. On the ladies, we've got Jamie Simmons, Katrin David's daughter, Sarah Sigmund's daughter, and Maddie Sturt. Most of these names you probably would have heard before. They are athletes who have competed at the CrossFit Games and have done particularly well. So for them to be in the last chance qualifier gives you a lot of hope that they'll probably make it back to the games. However, looking at some stats from the semifinals, and this is what I pulled up myself just to make sure that my pick would be a little bit more accurate. Now, this stats that I'm bringing up is particularly aiming at the runner-up from that semi-final, the person who missed out just by 1 spot, and using their point gap to their competitor who took the spot from them as a gauge of how well they did in their region. The notable ones from the men: James Sprague, of course, the success story of Will Morad, making an 80-point deficit up to qualify for the CrossFit Games, did leave 1 person fall short. James Sprague performed poorly in the last and the first event of the weekend, but throughout the weekend had some very good performances, and he missed out by 1 point. We got someone like Luka Djukic, who also has his brother, who won the region that he was in, which potentially stole some points that he could have made up. He could have made the top 5, but he was only 13 points off qualifying in that lowlands region. Looking down a little bit further from the list, the other notable person on this list is Jonakowski from Strength and Depth, missed out by just 2 points. So they're 3 guys within 15 points of qualifying who had particularly harder regions to qualify from. So they're also things that I've considered when looking at the male side. And for the female side, notable finishes, we've got 4 who are under 10 points. Maddie Sturt, who performed excellently at the Torian Pro. She had a worst finish of 7th place throughout the whole weekend. But when you compete against the likes of someone like Claire Toomey, who won every single event, it doesn't give you a lot of gap to make up points. She missed out by just 4 points to Ellie Turner at that last event of the weekend. Moving on, someone like Kelly Clark, 1 point off making it at the MACC. We've got someone like Chloe Wilson, 5 points in a stacked field at the Granite Games. And finally, Katrin David's daughter, who had made a last day surge, but just fell a little bit short and was 6 points off making it at strength in depth. So they're the kind of people that I've considered from this list to really make and evaluate my particular pick, who I believe will get that golden ticket. Before I go through my picks, the top 2 picks for the last chance qualifier, the golden ticket to the games, who's going to make it, who won't, I want you guys to comment down below who you believe will make the CrossFit Games. Your top 2 females, your top 2 males. Let me know in the comments down below. There's no right or wrong answer. I will probably get these wrong. Anything can happen in these particular events, so it's not something that we can just, based on the stats, I believe this person will go. Things you don't consider is environment, illness, training leading up, injury. So many things can happen, so many things can go wrong, but stats are good to look at because stats don't lie. Here are my picks. For the women, I'm looking at Chloe Wilson and Maddie Sturt. Like I mentioned about Chloe Wilson, she had a pretty tough regional, and for her to perform so well at that regional, it's going to be pretty unlikely to see her underperform in the last chance qualifier, which is why I put so much faith in her. She went up against the likes of Mal O'Brien, Amanda Barnhart, some of the top ladies in our sport that went to the Granite Games, a stacked field, and to come out so highly from that field, she probably has one of the best chances out there as females go. Maddie Sturt, purely just because you got to go for the Aussies as an Aussie, as well as her performance at the Torian Pro against the best in the sport, Claire Toomey. How can you deny it? She's strong, she's fit, and her partner, Jay Crouch, also won the region with someone like Rob Forte as her coach. I don't see her not making it. From the men's side, I pick Luka Djukic as his older brother was able to qualify, as well as his performance was very good in his region. He's an overall top athlete, just monster of a competitor. I believe he has a good chance. And once again, got to go the Aussies. Royce Dunn. Why would you count out Royce Dunn? He came 4th in the Torian Pro due to some poor finishes in some of the events, but Royce is strong. He finished in the top 10 last year at the CrossFit Games, and some of these workouts really favor tall people. Rowing, wall balls, we got clean and jerks, running. These things will help a big dude like Royce qualify for the CrossFit Games. What are your thoughts? Comment anything down below that you think will happen during this last chance qualifier. These workouts, the people competing, and what your overall thoughts of the last chance qualifier are. If you're not already, follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram. We've got our YouTube shorts coming out, and these will be dropping every single day, so make sure you're checking out these feeds. My website, absolutebeast.org, is always there for programming and CrossFit knowledge, as well as make sure you subscribe to this channel for more content dropping soon, and I'll see you guys on the next video. You guys at home, stay a beast.